Just real quick, if you guys have a chance, I just
User
wanted to
disconnected from
ask
your
briefly
channel.
about the campaign, just for me, so I know what you think. What did you think of the campaign itself? Did you guys like it at all, or not really?
Well, I liked it. I think from people that I talked about, they were surprised that we were almost done with it, but I enjoyed the
Yeah,
entire thing.
yeah, I had a good time. I was very surprised how quickly we blew through it.
So the way it works, I don't if you haven't had a chance to look at it. So it's 13 chapters, but the problem is five of the chapters are all the other giant lords, and so you only have to get to one of them to get the conch.
Right.
And so, I mean, we did do the hill giant, and then obviously we did the cloud giant. So, I think that's one reason why went so quickly. And then the other is the middle part where you guys were kind of looking all over the place. That's pretty sandboxy, so it just kind of depends on where the group's at and whatnot. And by the time I brought in Harshnag, I just felt like it felt like the we were just sort of like floundering, like we weren't really going anywhere, and so that's why I brought it in as quick as I did. Well, I guess it wasn't as quick, but
Yeah, that was one of the comments I was gonna say. It seemed like there was, like in the middle part, like you said, it just seemed like we kind of got lost. We lost our focus.
right.
But bringing Harshnag in, I think, sent us in the right direction, though.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. And everything that I've read, like reviews and all that, that's usually what people say is it gets to the point where you're just wandering around and like there's no real focus. And that may be because I didn't portray it enough or I wasn't able to bring it in enough. But so that made it a little bit more difficult, in my opinion.
Well, and we also lost William, who was the de facto leader,
Right,
and he was making decisions whether they were right or wrong.
right.
Um,
Yeah, that's true. And that's hard too when you lose that de facto leader there. And it's hard when you lose somebody out of the group. The other question I had is the magical items that you guys had, a little bit different than what we normally do. Um, I kind of was running with that story a little bit, and then I felt that it was detracting too much from the main story, so I cut back on it. I don't know if you guys liked it, didn't like it, like magic items like that, don't like magic items like that.
I really thought that was amazing.
Okay,
It
cool.
started really cool, but then it kind of lost its focus for me.
Uh huh.
It's like near the end, it was like, well, why? What was the whole story behind them? I mean, why did we even need these or get these or
Right.
you know?
Yeah, my thought process was is I did have kind of a big backstory with them, and I had a lot of plans for them, but I felt like it was overshadowing the main story itself,
Oh,
and that
yeah.
was why I kind of cut back because I was like, I don't even know if like I don't know. I could have kept with it, I guess, but I felt like it was just overshadowing everything else.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was part of the actual module or if,
No.
until you told me that you had,
Yeah.
created
Homebrewed
it
it all.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, that whole story itself, gathering up all of these things was interesting in itself.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Neat. I was just curious, and I didn't know if people would like having magic items that are kind of like that, where you don't know everything and you're kind of
Oh
figuring it out
yeah,
as it
I
goes.
always like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too. And then the other question I had is, and I know my feeling on it, but I'm just curious about everybody else's feeling. I love role playing, I absolutely do, but I felt like there was hardly any combat. Did you guys feel that way too, or no?
I think in the beginning it
Better
was kind of
balance?
a mix,
Hmm.
and then it felt like we switched into really role play heavy for like a portion of it, and that might have been when we kind of like got off track a bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I love the role play.
No, me too.
So
I did too. But I felt like it was like there wasn't a good balance, and then I'm like, well, every time we combat, you guys could just throw everything because it was always you'd always have a long rest after usually. So that's why I was curious. I felt like I got in a rut.
And I feel like Irish and I are just dominating this conversation.
That's
No,
okay. The other
well,
two are asleep.
Mike had to go away 'cause he's got Wi-Fi girl.
Yeah, and that's
I
okay.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about it, man. I always do. And
I know.
Yeah,
the group
it was
dynamics makes
fun.
it fun.
I get it, but I like to ask and I like to talk about it because I want to make sure, like, just to see where things are at and what we can do better, and just to get thoughts
Yep,
and things.
yep.
So I think it's
No, that's
important.
why I mean I love this entire just the entire session with you guys. So
Me too.
any criticisms that I'm giving is just in the spirit of just
Yeah.
all of us getting better at it.
Yeah, me too. No, I take it that way. No, I absolutely. So, and then I guess the other question is I know a couple of you, I know Brian for sure, but somebody else wanted to do Against the Giants, right? I don't know who it was, but I saw somebody put a comment in there. I'm just gonna let you know why I'm not doing it. I'll be honest, I don't really like giant combat because the maps are so huge. It's really hard to like manage. So that's why I'm not doing Against the Giants. Just so you're
It's okay. I'm cool.
no, I'm just letting you know. So that's why it's so hard with such huge maps and moving things around. So that's why I decided not to do it. It's just weird.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever.
I got
Whatever everybody wants to do, I'm totally cool with me.
So, and I appreciate your guys' patience in allowing him to come back. I sent him a quick message, just kind of checking on him, and he's like, "Hey, I'm available if you want guests." And I'm like, "Thank God," because I got like 5 NPCs to run. So I appreciate your patience with that.
It's always good.
It was a great surprise, man. I enjoyed, and I was tickled.
I knew Brian and Mike would because they know him so well, and we were with them for so long. But hey, that was kind of more to Bailey and Irish just to thank for bringing somebody in that you didn't know. So
Oh no, that was
Yep.
fine.
Oh, we always like guest stars.
yeah, it's fun. So I don't have many guests, but at least that's one I can bring back. So